All right, guys, I'm back again. Here we are. Sorry for the delay. I know it's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks since the last time I updated you, but here's our next project. It's an old 1984 F-150 four-wheel drive. She don't got no heartbeat in her right now, but she will. She will. Just give me time. I got to work on some electrical stuff. It's got a bad master cylinder. It got some wheels locked up, and she needs tires. But this right here, I'm about to show you. This right here is the heart of the whole operation. This guy, and now it is dirty, but it's a roller 5.0 HO. All right. I mean, can't get much better than that. So that's what we got. What I'm doing here is I'm taking the 4-barrel carburetor off of it, and I'm gonna put a 2-barrel carburetor and 2-barrel intake on it because I like the carburetor that came with it and I want to keep it. So that's the intake manifold that's gonna go on it, and that'll be what we do. So yeah, let's get started. All right, guys. So yeah, so this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to go ahead and clean all this. It looks like, dang, like house silicone. I don't know how it didn't have a vacuum leak, but it didn't. I mean, spark plugs look good. I don't know if y'all can see that. I mean, spark plugs look pretty good. Get it to focus on what I need it to focus on. If anything, maybe a touch rich, actually. Not bad. So, doing pretty good on that. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and put these fire plugs back in here, so I don't forget to do that. 1, 2, so I don't lose them. Yeah, so all I did to verify that it was the HO is 1, it's a 302. I mean, it's a 302. And 2, the first 2 numbers in the firing order for the 302 is 1-5, and the first 2 for 351 or HO firing order is 1-3-7-2-6-5-4-8. So, you know, we got that. We have for sure got a 302 HO can here. That guy threaded in there pretty hard, so that'll probably never come back out of there. Fine with that. I bought this truck so I could sell it, and I figured, let's, make a video about it. And then I got super busy and getting back to the faith, and so I did a whole lot of reading and whatnot, and now, I'm back to doing these videos. I'm still reading. I did my afternoon reading this afternoon. So, there's that. Let me find a scraper to get all that off there, get this thing cleaned up, and I'll be right back. All right. And instead of a scraper, I decided to use some good old-fashioned DeWalt power. And I've got an air compressor so I can blow it all out of there when I'm done. So you can go ahead and cuss me in the comments for doing this, but that's all right. right, so we got it all blown out there. There was a lot of rust down in this cylinder, but it still builds compression. So I don't think it's going to be a dead cylinder. There was a decent amount of rust in this one as well. But the rest of them, clean. So I think we're going to be good on that. And now we get to get started on the most fun part of it all. And that is getting an intake manifold put on. But we got to clean that other one first. I just thought of it. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me grab that one. Be right back again. Alright, I'll move you back a little bit. So this is the intake manifold that's going to go in that truck. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull this little EGR dilly-dally off of here and plug that, because we're not using it, because we're real men here. And other jokes about not wanting emissions control stuff, I don't know. It almost feels sacrilegious for me to be putting a 2-barrel on an HO motor, but I really want to keep that carburetor. So, you know, yeah, that's what I'll do. All right, here we go. Let's get started on this. I'm going to put you on a time lapse. Alright guys, something pretty interesting happened here. This thing's already got a block off plate on it. What they did was they made a little block off plate for it and then bolted the EGR valve back to it. And now that would be fine with me, but I don't like the way the EGR valve looks, so I'm still going to take it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it just the exact way that it is, because of the way that it is. And I don't know, it might not leak. It might, I don't know. I'm sure we could figure it out though. So basically after that, I'm gonna flip it over, wire brush all the sealing surfaces on it, and get ready to take the thing to work. Or, well, no, I'm sorry, not take the thing to work. Put the thing on the motor in there, because as any good car guy does, I've already got gaskets, basically full and complete gaskets for this thing. I could put one of these motors together with how many spare gaskets and parts I've got sitting around, especially now that I bought this deal. I bought this truck from a guy out towards Gurley, Alabama. Yeah, about 30 minutes from here. And I bought it from him for, it was a truck and 3 motors for $750. So did pretty good on that. I'm gonna go fire up the air compressor, get it cleaned off. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we got all the gasket surfaces cleaned up. I know it doesn't look like it, they're all oily. Might have to wipe them down a little bit. We got them cleaned up, and we got this upper side cleaned up. I may try to remove these studs, or let's see if we can just squeeze this guy. Just a little bit. You don't want to go crazy on this stuff here. You know, this in here, this all is pretty important. All right, I'm gonna call that good. That's good enough for my purposes. So now all we gotta do is get a rag to wipe up the gasket surfaces, and we can go ahead and put her in there. So we'll be right back. All right, so we got y'all set up there. Just gonna get a sneak peek of how it's gonna look under here. or over here. We got 2 water neck hoses over there, so that's not going to set down, but look at that. That's what it'll look like. It'll look like every other old motor that runs like shit that you've ever seen. So we're going to go ahead and pick that guy up. Yeah, we're going to find some channel wall seals. Ah, I don't want to hear it. And some intake manifold gaskets. Look at that. I got a little bit of everything in here. Channel wow. Channel wow. All right, we'll save that cork for something. I don't know, I've never found a use for them, but I can't seem to bring myself to throw them away. All right. Well, that gasket's a little bit long, but we'll see what we get. Alright, we're going to have to trim these gaskets a little bit. Found a knife in here somewhere. Yeah, just going to have to cut a little bit of that titty nipple off of either side. You don't want to cut too much off because those titty nipples help locate that intake manifold gasket. And you don't want to be lopping off the whole thing. You want to just get it short enough where that thing will sit flat. Now I know that these are going to leak, but like I said, I ain't that worried about it. So I am not that worried about it. All right. I bring you in here close so you can hook your peepers in there and see what I'm talking. Well, you might be able to see what I'm talking about from right here. Let me just zoom in on it. See how that gasket right there is sitting nice and flat? That's what you want to look like, both of them. They're sitting nice and flat. If you are going to use these little cork gaskets, that's what you want. You want them to sit flat. Move them real quick. Those tabs hung on that tab off the head gasket. And there we go. Boom! Look at that. Got some channel wall seals. Now we just gotta find our RT by. I don't know if I got any. I don't know. It's not looking good here, folks. Man, just hit a brick wall. I'm gonna go look in the truck. I'll be right back. All right, guys. We found some ultra black. That took me way longer to find than I thought it would. I normally try to keep that stuff handy as your friendly neighborhood shade tree mechanic. Pretty happy with the placement of those gaskets and how they're setting. That one is still, alright, well I said it was. This in here is still a skosh long. Just go ahead and Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm trying to deepen these grooves where I can cut off some more of this guy. So I've done that, and now I will shorten him some more, and that should be plenty enough to get him to sat down in there. I got that guy, that key a little bit too wide. I'm gonna cut that off. You know, sometimes when you're doing stuff on a budget, it takes a minute, right? So, you know, just be prepared for that. Not everything goes according to plan. And it's not supposed to. You'd never grow if it did. You'd never get better at anything if everything went according to plan. All right. Smooth that out a little bit. Right here in the corners is where these guys like to leak immediately if you don't use it. So that's where I'm going to smooth it out. I don't know, where should I put it? Right there. Boom. That'll be my maker's mark right there. Now we're going to go ahead and set this intake manifold down on it and get her bolted down. Couple free hose clamps. Save those for when we definitely are going to end up needing them for sure sometime in the future. Just toss them. Oh, she was cooked on here. Alright. Toss that. We'll just make the garage an even bigger mess than it already is. Why not? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, our baffles moved around. Boop. Alright, we're going to go around with a flashlight, make sure everything's sealing up the way it should, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so what I was looking at there during that little brief intermission was looking at how this intake manifold meets the deck right there, where these two surfaces come down and make that angle. Let's make sure that all went in there the way it should. So now I'm going to start pulling bolts out. Putting them right back in the holes where they were, just in case any of these decide they want to be finicky about how long they are. That should keep me from having to worry about it. Here we go. That's a big old glob there. Alright. Now I believe, I'm not mistaken, these bolts should probably have some thread sealing on them. I don't have any thread sealing. So I ain't gonna worry about it. This bolt here had a washer on it for some reason. The rest of them don't. So I ain't gonna use it. Well, I might. You know what? I'll go ahead and put it in there just in case. Probably should be wire brushing these bolts and putting anti-seize on them, but I'm not going because I'm lazy. Oh, here we go. I love all the different sizes and shapes and lengths of bolts I got here. Somebody was in this motor before at some point. And, yeah. So. No telling how many people have been in this motor before I got here. So I'm just going to completely trust a bunch of people I don't know and hope they did good work. because what I haven't told you guys is that I'm actually building this to end up selling it. I bought the truck so I can sell it. So, you know, that'll probably turn out exactly the way you would expect it to. Now I'm just doing these bolts in the torque sequence, just down to basically just finger tight. Which is crisscross, making an X box from the center out. Alright, that one took some torque to go down in there. I have no idea how tight it is. I don't know. Alright, let's see what the torque spec is on it. Those are for cylinder head gaskets. I got a poster on the wall I was looking at over there. I don't know what the torque spec is. It can't be much. Those are some dinky little bolts. So I'm gonna look that up because I can't remember it. And I'll be right back. All right, guys, nice brief little intermission there. We got 23 to 25 foot ticklers. So let's find our beeping ratchet here. Wherever in the world I managed to put it, I don't know. That's not it. Where'd I put that thing? Y'all see it? Y'all let me know. Y'all see it? Seriously. I don't know where I put it. Guys, for real, where'd I put that thing? Well, alright. Y'all hold on while I find it. Daggone. I don't know how I managed to do that every single time. Alright, guys. We found the torque equalizer ratchet. I gotta sit still while I turn it on though. It says not to move it. Alright, that's on 35 foot-pounds. That's almost where we need to be. We're gonna go to 22.5 foot-pounds because that is an arbitrary number and I have no support for that number. It just seems okay to go to that level of torque. You'll hear it beep here. I'm gonna go to half the torque, so about 10 foot-pounds. That was 10. We're gonna go around. So there's 2 center bolts on either side, and they're symmetrical. So I did the side closest to me, I did the one to the right of the center, and now I'm going to the side away from me to the left of the center. I'm gonna get that one at 10 foot-pounds.
Alright, now I'm going one right over, the one right next to it. And now I'm coming back to my side, but to the left of the center. Remember, I started my side to the right of the center. So, you can kind of see how this is going to go. I'll get you guys in here where y'all can actually see what I'm talking about. But now I've done my side right, that side left, my side left. I'm going to do the same thing with the next 4 bolts. My side right, that side left, that side right, this side left. Boom. Alright, now I'm going to go my side all the way back here at the back. So this is my side right, 10 foot-pounds, that side left, 10 foot-pounds, that side right, 10 foot-pounds, and then back over here for the final bolt, 10 more foot-pounds. As soon as we get there. Here we go. 10 foot-pounds.
Alright, so now I'm going to get you guys actually in here closer where you can actually see and I don't have to describe everything. So, let's, I'm going to shake the camera around and make everybody sick real quick. I mean, I don't know what the book says. I do know, however, that this is how I do basically any component like this. Oil pan, valve covers, head gaskets, intake manifolds, you know, basically any component like this, this is how I do it. I find some symmetry and I go back and forth, right? I don't know what Ford says about it, but I do know that it has never failed me. So here we go. We're on my side right. We're going to go up to the 20 foot-pound mark. All right, so that's 22.5 foot-pounds. Now we're going to that side left, right here. All right, now we're going to the passenger side right, which is that side right. Try to get a somewhat solid tone out of it if you got one of these. I picked this guy up at Harbor Freight for like 40 bucks. They're pretty cheap and they do me well. I put together a couple of motors like that. But you see, so we got 4 bolts, and then we got 4 bolts, and then we got 4 bolts. Right? So we're drawing basically rectangles or squares with them with an X pattern in the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you want to get technical about it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's just how I've always done. I've never had one fail me. I've never had an intake gasket leak. Of course, now that I say that, this one's gonna leak. But, you know, hey, if it makes you feel better to look it up and follow the book, by all means, do that. But the book's gonna tell you pretty much to do this right here. They might tell you to start on this left this left bolt or this left bolt, or you know, whatever. It really doesn't matter. I promise you, it's not as particular as you think it is, as long as you're tightening the thing down evenly from center to each side, from center out. Right? That's all they're looking for. Dang, I kind of fully expected that bolt to get loose all of a sudden. This one here probably will. I don't know. This guy just feels gummy as all get out. All right. I cannot believe that one didn't strip out. Once you get close, you want to start moving a little bit slower, because if you move real fast, you can, you know, get that tone before you're supposed to get it. So once you move real fast, watch, I could probably yank it when I say that. I can get real close. So it's reading 17 and yank it, and it's not supposed to be that tight just yet. See, I've actually over-tightened that bolt now, but I don't want to loosen it. I'm not going to loosen it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back through here and make sure. So see, this is why we do this, because this one was the very first bolt I tightened down and it was loose just then. So you want to go back through all these a couple of times and make sure they're all still tight. And then, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to let it sit overnight and then come out and do it again tomorrow, because, I mean, things relax, especially with old bolts that have been used. I don't know if these are torque to yield or not, but, you know, old bolts that have been used, they'll relax a little bit. The gasket's gonna compress a little bit. These China wall gaskets are gonna compress a little bit. So I'm gonna do this today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come out here and I'll bet you I'll have, you know, probably at least a quarter of these bolts are gonna be loose again. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just skip over this part, and I'll come back when it's done. All right, so that is done. I think what we're gonna do now is gonna go ahead and take an impact and break all of these bolts. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab my impact real quick, and probably what size do you think that is? 9/16? Let's see what we get. I gotta know. 9/16 fits. Oh. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Go ahead. Do this. Just snap off all of these bolts. All right, so yeah, we're about to see if we can't snap off every single one of these. Might have to get rid of that extension actually. That maybe it would help, but I guess not. All right. Boom, look at that. Look at that. Golly. Now watch your feet when you go to take this last bolt out of here, because these things ain't light. I mean, it's cast iron there. So I mean, just watch your feet. For that reason. Well, all right. The good Lord is smiling down on us today, because not a single one of them things broke. Y'all let me know if anybody wants those manifolds that come off of 50 HO. So, yeah, I don't know anything about 50s. So, yeah, y'all let me know if anybody wants them. I mean, I ain't gonna save them. You're gonna have to come get them. But now we're gonna do the other side. This is where we're gonna snap off all the bolts. Right here. That other side went way too well. Here we go. Snap! Oh, did it? Nope. Nope. Well, I'll be. I will be. Well, I'll be. Did somebody put an NIC? Oh, there's a broken one. Got a dirt dauber living in it. I don't see any NICs on them. What is going on? Tell you what's going on. God is smiling on me right now. Let me tell you. All right. Cool. Well, I just can't believe that. I mean, I can. I got to. I'm looking right at it, but I mean, let me just take you off of here so you can see. I mean, I didn't break any bolts. I think that one there. No, it just didn't have one in it. Well, why was it left lonely? I will be. Well, all right. We got some unwanted guests living in there. That's all right. Look how small these ports are. Dang. All right. So yeah, we got those busted off of there, and the only reason we did that is because that truck's already got them in there. So that's as far as I'm going to take it tonight. I'll be honest with you. There's no point in me going any further with it. So I'm going to go ahead and call it there. I'm going to throw these bolts back in these holes and keep any critters from crawling in there. And I will see you guys in the next one. The next time you guys see me, I will be trying to get one of these carburetors rebuilt and trying to get that put on there, and then probably try to go ahead and throw it in the truck, and then I can deal with the issue of ignition and all the electrical stuff later. I don't know if y'all guys can even see me. That's all right. Deal with all the electrical stuff later. But yeah, so next time you see me, we'll be rebuilding the carburetor. Video after that, we'll be putting the motor in, see if we can't get it running. So appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all in the next one.